This video is sponsored by HelloFresh. We are on our jumper account, we have 150k gems saved, and we have holy nice treasure. Even though we have more than enough gems, I decided to not go for 100. Now when you first look at it, it looks weird. Why you are not going for 100? Holy Nice Treasure is one of the best events in Rise of Kingdoms. It certainly is, and that's exactly why I decided to make this video, so that I can explain you guys the thought process behind soft playing, which is going for 10, or hard playing in any gem spending events in Rise of Kingdoms. The event might be different, your reasons might be different, but once you watch the whole video, you will understand the thought process and the evaluation behind it, so you can decide for your account when there is a gem spending event if you want to spend or not, because it all comes down to value. And speaking of value, let me quickly introduce you to today's sponsor. With HelloFresh, you get free proportioned ingredients and seasonal recipes delivered right to your doorstep. And that's not the only reason why they're America's #1 meal kit. You can also save money all year round by using HelloFresh. In fact, it is cheaper than grocery shopping and 25% cheaper than takeout. And with the money you save with HelloFresh, you can buy more gems and crack more eggs.
Nice.
And the meals are also very healthy, so you can get that Spartan physique. Just click the link below to try HelloFresh today with a special limited time discount plus free shipping. Now let's go back to Holy Nice Treasure. Now to understand the reasons and the thought process, first we have to evaluate our own accounts. For me, this is my jumper account, and since the creation of this account, if you've been following our videos, I kept saying that this is going to be a pure cavalry account. Now, do I recommend a pure cavalry, infantry, archery account? No, I definitely not. Two players who are playing with their main accounts. But this is my jumper account, and I do already have an account with the best possible commander investments. I have Guan CPO, Burikawa SG, Nevsky John, which is the holy trinity everybody should invest if that is your main account. But for me, since I already have an account with all those commanders, I decided to try something new, and that's why I said at the start of the video, your reasonings and the situation in your account of course will be different, but when you understand the general process, you can decide for your own account. Now let's go back to Holy Nice Treasure, and I will explain my reasons by looking at the blueprints. For this Holy Knight, we can either choose the helm or the legs. If you guys don't know, Holy Nice Treasure rewards, the blueprints that you can get will always change every single time you get this event. For this one, we have helm and the legs. Now, if we take a look at the helm, since this is going to be a pure cavalry account, this is how we evaluate. War Helm of the Hellish Wasteland. What we need to do is we need to think if this is included, this piece is included in the absolute best in-game set, because that is what you should aim for. You cannot craft temporary legendaries. The reason is, if you dismantle a white, green, blue, or epic piece, purple piece, you will get every single material you used back. But if you do that on a legendary, you would only get half of the materials back. So you cannot craft, as I said, temporary legendaries. If you are crafting a legendary equipment, you have to make sure that that equipment, you will use that equipment until you stop playing Rise of Kingdoms. That's it. So for me, Warhelm of the Hellish Wasteland is a no, because the best cavalry set, unfortunately, it is so expensive, but it includes Pride of the Khan. The reason being, if we take a look at the Hellish Wasteland set, 6-piece is not an option because Tassets of the Hellish Wasteland is weak with 11% attack, and 4 pieces gives us counter-attack damage 3%. You should never go for 4 pieces unless you are building that set specifically for your Attila and Takeda, because that is pretty much the only pairing, only cavalry pairing that can benefit greatly from that extra 3% counter-attack damage. So what you should do with your cavalry set, endgame full legendary cavalry set, you should go for 2 pieces from the set. You should go for Sacred Dominion, which is the KVK weapon, KVK Helm, Pride of the Khan, Navarre's Control, and finally Ash of the Dawn. Now we know that Ash of the Dawn is included in the absolute best set, right? And we have the option to choose it, which is great. But now what we need to think is, this equipment piece a priority for my endgame set? What I mean by that, let's go back to our blacksmith and decide if this is a priority. If you want to decide if a legendary piece a crafting priority, what you need to do is that you need to compare it with the cheaper alternative. Since for our weapon and helm we are going for the KVK ones, we are going to skip these two. Let's go to chest piece. So heavy armor of the Hellish Wasteland, 11% cavalry health. This is included in the endgame absolute best cavalry set. And the replacement is, let's take a look at the cheaper version, Dark Lord's Blessing Cavalry Defense. Now this item is also great, but obviously heavy armor of the Hellish Wasteland is a lot better, because not only you are getting more stats, you are also changing the defense stat to health, which is a big deal. For glows, it is even better because I said sufferance gives attack and health, and when you upgrade this to Navarre's control, you are again increasing the stats, but realistically, after some point, you can get a special talent on it, so the stat difference is irrelevant. But again, you are changing this attack to cavalry health by crafting Navarre's control. And if we take a look at the boots, it's even more important because epic cavalry boots, Cloud Racers, 5.5% attack. And if we compare this with the boots of the Hellish Wasteland, now we are changing a pure attack item to a pure health item. But this is not the case for the legs. Ash of the Dawn, even though this is included, as I said, in the absolute best cavalry set, it gives cavalry health 12%, but the replacement Gladiator does also give you cavalry health. So when you get this item special talented, there is pretty much no difference between Ash of the Dawn and Gladiator unless you put iconic boost on it. Of course, legendaries have that luxury that you can use an iconic boost to make it even stronger, but right now we are not talking about iconics, we are talking about raw stats, and this one is health, this one Gladiator is also health, and at some point you can get it special talented easily. On the other hand, it's not going to be so easy for your legendaries. Ash of the Dawn is definitely not a priority craft. Your priority legendary crafts for your cavalry set for the end game, other than 2 KVK items, is your chest, glows, and the boots. The second downside is, it is also a downside for Navarre's control, is that if you go to Tavern and take a look at the reward list, you can see both Navarre's control and Ash of the Dawn is included in the rewards list. So there is a chance that you can get these 2 full blueprints without spending any gems. Just from the equipment chest, there is a chance that you can get these 2 blueprints. So it's even worse. But there is one more thing. Let me explain you. Now, if you go to equipment section, you will see there are 2 different types of legendary blueprint fragment choice chests. If you look at the artwork of the chest, it is gold on the sides and metal in the middle. But if you take a look at these, it is again gold on the sides, but the rest is full red. And from the red ones, you can select legendary pieces that are part of a set. We can select Armband of the Hellish Wasteland, Worm Braces of the Eternal Empire, or Dragon's Breath Worm Bracers. But if we take a look at the regular one, it is just these 3 pieces. I cannot go right, I cannot go left. So from these chests, you can only get the blueprints that are included in the equipment chests. And these metal choice chests, compared to the ones that is completely red, are a lot easier to obtain through the events. There are more events that gives you this type of blueprint fragment choice chest compared to full red ones that also includes set pieces. Because of these reasons, in my opinion, it is not ideal to go all the way to 100, even though I have the gems and even though Holy Knight's Treasure is a great event. If one of the choices were chest or boots, I would definitely go all the way to 100, no questions. But for Ash of the Dawn, I will not be going for 100 because of the reasons that I've already explained. Now, there is a counter-argument. Since this is a jumper account, in Season of Conquest accounts that has max technology and max building speed-ups and research speed-ups are extremely useless. Like, they're just wasted. And on top of that, for some of the accounts, even epic blueprint equipment chests are also useless. But for a new account like mine, we are not even at 10 million power. Our KVK will start in 2 days. Every single item here is very useful. Building speed-ups are useful. Research speed-ups are useful, epic blueprints are useful, and everything else is just useful for pretty much anyone regardless of your account's age. But the thing is, gems are not unlimited. What we are doing as a low spender, we are chasing the maximum value. And for me, the only maximum value that I can see from the Holy Knight's Treasure is either Cavalry Chest or Cavalry Boost. Because who knows, I can get full Ash of the Dawn blueprint from an equipment chest, and that will kill the value. But if you're a mid to high spender, yeah, of course, like, don't even think about missing this event. Holy Knight's Treasure is great, but for low spenders, I am still trying to reach VIP 12, and after that, my goal is VIP 14. We need to spend a lot of gems for Book of Covenants to upgrade our castle. We will also be spending gems on this item, which is Master's Blueprint. If you guys don't know, you need 1 Master's Blueprint to upgrade most of your buildings from level 24 to 25. Every single blueprint will cost 2000 gems, and there are literally no free-to-play ways to get this item or purchase it with a discount. You will always spend 2000 gems for 1 Master's Blueprint, and after KVK 1 is completed in KVK 2, we will have formations, so we will need to spend some amount of gems on formation building. Because of all these reasons, I'm not going for 100 for this Holy Knight's Treasure. For some people, all that information and the thought process could be confusing. Just watch the video again if you need, but I just wanted to make this video to explain you guys why sometimes even though you have the gems and even though one of the best event pops up, you may still need to save your gems and pass on the event. Make sure to subscribe if you find the content useful or informative. And this is another video for you to get more value in your Rise of Kingdoms journey. I see you on that one. Bye.